Happy Friday, Emperor Eagles. I want to take a minute and talk to you from our library. Mr. Rodriguez and Ms. Shawnee have worked so hard in getting the library up and running for you guys, getting your computers in your hands. We have new carpet in here. It looks amazing. The shelves are stacked fully with a bunch of brand new books, and it is ready for you. And I know I've heard from so many of you that you've loved your time coming in here and listening to Ms. Rodriguez read to you. So I just cannot wait for every single person to get into here. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but Ms. Rodriguez worked really, really hard on a Hispanic Heritage Month board and books for you to read. Books about Hispanic Americans, books written by Hispanic Americans, and we've always talked about how important it is to learn about other cultures, about other people's stories. We can't know about other people unless we know their story. So it's very important to ask questions. Ask them who is their family, tell us something important about your culture, what kind of food does your family eat, what traditions do you celebrate, what holidays do you celebrate, and we're going to learn some more about Hispanic heritage as the month goes on. Ms. Rodriguez gave me a very special brand new book. It's special to me because I love this person. This book is about Selena. I don't know if you know about Selena. She is a singer and she was very famous. She passed away very early, but her songs are so gorgeous. So I challenge you this weekend to find some Selena songs and listen to them and fall in love with them like I did. So today I'm going to read to you the book Sing With Me, and it is the story of Selena by Diana Lopez. Selena Quintanilla rolled a tortilla and lifted it to her mouth only to use it as a microphone. She turned everything into a microphone, spoons, crayons, toothbrushes, but instead of scolding her, her parents hummed along while her brother and sister tapped their feet. The Quintanillas were always together, siempre juntos. They were always united by music. One day her father announced we should start a band. Selena jumped up. What a great idea. Selena and her family began rehearsing their favorite pop, rock, country songs at their home in Lake Jackson, Texas. Selena sang while her brother A.B. plucked a bass guitar and her sister Suzette tapped the drums. When Selena was 9, her father set up a stage in the Papagayos, their family restaurant. Papel picado hung from the ceiling and the scent of caldo and taro beans filled the air. No one could miss the giant banner with the band's new name, Selena y los Dinos. At first, Selena felt nervous about singing for strangers, but as soon as she stepped on stage, she realized music quickly turned strangers into friends. When she sang Feliz Cumpleaños to customers celebrating their birthdays, she said, "Sing with me." The waiters, cooks, and customers joined her, their voices united by song. Whether the restaurant was almost empty or so full that people had to wait for seats, Selena always sang her best. When the recession of the early 1980s hit, no one had money to eat at Papagayos, so the Quintanillas lost their restaurant and their home. Selena was 10 when they drove 3 hours to Corpus Christi, where they would stay with relatives until they could support themselves again. What will this new city be like, Selena wondered. She opened the window, tasting the salty air from the Gulf of Mexico. As they crossed the harbor bridge, Selena began to sing. A.B. and Suzette did not have their instruments, but they clapped out rhymes. Then their mother let loose a most glorious grito, and their father cheered Orale. Then they used their last dollars to buy a bus, which they named Big Bertha, and they drove from Houston, Laredo, McAllen, Falfurrias, Del Rio, and Freer to perform. They sang at weddings, quinceañeras, rodeos, and sometimes for as little as $100. Times were tough, but at least they were together. While they traveled through Texas, the audiences made requests. Selena loved to sing their favorites, but when they asked for Tejano songs, she found herself apologizing because she actually couldn't speak Spanish. "Why don't you teach me?" Selena asked her parents. They were quiet for a moment. Then her father said, "When we were growing up, we got punished if we spoke Spanish in school. That's why we taught you only English." At the time, it was the language of schooling and success. Selena understood that her parents were helping her, but what she really wanted was the connection with her audience. "I'm going to learn Spanish." So she decided so more people can sing along. At first, Selena learned the songs phonetically, sounding out the words. Roll your R's, remember the H is silent, and she kept reminding herself. After she learned a few songs in Spanish, her family booked a gig at the Tejano Music Festival. Selena loved the other musicians' bolo ties, cowboy hats, and Western boots. She was so excited to join them, but even though she said hola with a silent H, they waved her off. No room for girls in Tejano music world, they said. For a tiny moment, Selena wanted to give up, but then she heard music and the flip beats of dancing couples. It's up to me, she realized. I have to make room. The main stage was for the popular bands until she went to the side stage to perform. She put her heart and soul into each Tejano song, even when she didn't understand all the Spanish words she was saying. When she finished, she said, "Muchas gracias," and the audience cheered. At 12, she recorded her first song, Se Acabó Aquel Amor, in a room by herself. Selena missed the company of a band and audience. How could she sing without people to dance and hum along? She closed her eyes, tried to put feeling into music. She repeated the Spanish pronunciations to herself and focused the song's meaning, but singing in a studio was much different than in front of a live audience. Then she remembered all the mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, abuelos who went to her concerts. She wasn't singing for the producers behind the window, she was singing for families and friends. Canta conmigo, she repeated silently. Imagine a day when they'd all hear her recording and sing along. Soon, Selena recorded more songs written by A.B., who mixed rock, country, pop for their unique Tejano sound. Suzette kept playing the drums between gigs. She and Selena studied fashion magazines, designing new clothes, trying different hairstyles. Selena didn't buy her stage outfits. She made them with her mother and sister's help. Meanwhile, Big Bertha took them to stages across the U.S. and Mexico. Crowds of 20 turned into hundreds, and on the road, Selena kept studying Spanish, and the words like secret codes unlocked one by one. Most of the time, she still thought in English, but sometimes the Spanish words came first. In 1986, when Selena was only 15 years old, she won a Tejano Music Award. She won the award again in 1987, the next year and the next, and every time she accepted a trophy, she remembered all the people she had met through her music and her family, the Quintanillas, who were always by her side. She kept recording and performing and sewing. She opened the fashion boutiques to sell her clothes. She fell in love, and she got married. On February 26, in 1995, in Astrodome in Houston, Selena circled the arena on a horse-drawn carriage. She wore her own purple pantsuit that she designed. She waved to the crowd. She thought of her performances at the family dining table, at the Papagayos, at the dance halls, at the rodeos, and how different from the Astrodome, and yet still so much the same. Her fans cheered when she hopped on the stage. More than 60,000 had gotten tickets to the show. Biddy biddy boom boom, she sang, and then she held the mic to the crowd. Biddy biddy bom bom, they repeated. Thousands of families and friends, their heartbeats and voices united by song. That concert ended many years ago, but her fans are still singing. Every time they hear her voice, they can also hear her joyfully shouting, "Canta conmigo." So this is an amazing singer. I challenge you, after you watch this video, to find a Selena song and tell me which one you like the most, or a song by any Hispanic artist and tell me why they're your favorite. If you let me know, I'll give you something extra special. It is important to learn about others and their cultures. It's important to study more than one language. And so if you're learning more than one language, that's amazing. And if you're not, it's okay. You have time in the future to do that. I hope you can join me tomorrow at the Centennial Parade in Temple City. It is the 100th year celebration of Temple City. It's only going to happen once because you only turn 100 once. So I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. You can wear red, white, and blue or an emperor shirt. And remember, find your favorite Selena song or find your favorite Hispanic artist and tell me why. Remember that you are always loved. I hope you have a good weekend. I love you.